It's Murphin' time! See what I did? Hit him with a Murphin' time instead of Morphin' time.
That's right. It's
Murphin'
Murphin'
time.
time. I've been wanting to make a shirt called Mighty Murphin Power Rangers, and it's us, but in Power Rangers.
I love it.
That's the
desire. Little helmet. What's up, everybody? Hello to everyone out there in all of the parts of the internet that happen to coincide with our part of the internet at this moment.
Yep. Yeah.
That's as specific as I can make that.
That's it.
I could not have said that clearer.
I'm going to grab a paper towel.
All right, sounds good. Oh, forgot those. Hi, so if you don't know who we are, we're the Brothers Murph. Nick is the one that ran away. I'm Mike. I'm the other one. And we have been on Renegade, various channels this month, painting up some Power Rangers, man. We spent the first 2 weeks doing the Magna Defender and the Green Ranger. Today we're working on the Putty Patrol. Kind of minions are there we go, yeah. That's what we're working on. I painted the Green Ranger here. I'm actually very happy with how it came out ultimately.
Should be.
Nick did the Magna Defender, did a little cloak flip. So did some the red on the outside, black on the inside. Normally it's the other way around, but like
usually
how rad
it is, yeah.
How rad did this cool glaze technique on the old cloak there to give it kind of a and did some stippling to give it make it look like fabric.
A little texture, a little bit of
texture.
Yeah.
Blam! So that's Nick's work of the last 2 weeks, and today we're gonna be doing the Putty Patrol, and we're gonna be working on doing some dry brushing and washing.
Yeah.
Since we primed them gray, spray painted them gray to start because they're kind of gray anyway. So we figure what we can do is now do some dry brushing and washing to bring out the textures, because on the arms here, it's actually like cool and craggly and whatnot because they're made of putty and stuff. So we want to be able to kind of bring out those features, but unlike the Green Ranger, like they're not going to all look crazy different. The whole point is they're little like putty molds and little minions that come to life. So we want them to kind of look uniform, but as styling as they possibly can.
Styling
within that. So that's going to be kind of
stylon.
Kind of our goal for today.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna try and do all of them.
Yeah,
and there are of these little Putty Patrol, and then there's Super Putty Patrols, which are these big like two-headed dudes. This guy up here, his hand is a rock, which is cool.
Yeah,
very very cool. So we have these of the smaller putty. These ones we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Of the Super Putty Patrol, we're gonna try to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 of each.
12 of each.
We're going to try and get
batches.
all of them done. That's the plan. We're going to see if we can. So we're doing batch painting is what it's called, where you have a bunch of stuff and you're painting all kind of one big batch.
Assembly line
big old
style?
batch cookies. Yeah, kind of.
Oh, batch cookies. I can go for that. True being here saying it's Murphin' time, taking a break from work to be here. Well, we're happy to have you take your break right here with us.
Yeah.
Whether or not
Sounds
the company
good.
knows you take a break doesn't matter. Just come on down for the stream.
Come on down, bro. Merch stream.
I think that we increase productivity around there. Around
Probably.
every workplace. I would
feel
love to
like.
market us as a workplace.
We're a team building exercise.
Work focus increasers.
So we charge so much by the hour.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Because if you charge us that much by the hour, then everyone that's watching us at your company is going to be like working so fast that you're gonna make money. You gotta take the deal.
You gotta do it. You just gotta do it.
Yeah. So we are super stoked to be here. So we're doing this, and the reason we want to get these all painted up and stuff is because next week will be our final week here in our kind of like Renegade takeover. Thank you again for having us.
Yes, indeed. We're almost done. I know.
Saddening. I guess we're just over halfway.
Pretty close to being done. Yeah.
And next Monday, same time, right here, we're gonna play this game. So we want to have as many painted parts as we can.
Yeah,
that's kind of the goal. So it's gonna be super duper fun, and we're gonna have all the Putty Patrollers just styling, as we said, looking real sharp. So that's kind of our goal. So last week I did my first ever dry brushing, which is all right there on the dagger.
Nailed it.
If you're thinking this dagger looks good, it's because I dry brushed it.
He dry brushed it.
I basically dry brushed it because there's a little bit of gold there in the show and all that. In the game, like the dagger is actually like a flute. So
he's just like
Megazord. So you can play the flute to summon his robot. And so it's kind of got all these like gold little like sweet textury bits.
Yeah.
So I did some dry brushing.
Which you could paint with a very small brush.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of work.
It sounds like a lot of work. I don't want to do that much work.
Seems like so much work. And so what I did was I just painted the whole thing black to start because there's black elements on the dagger as well. And I just dry brushed to have the very raised edges, those kind of fluty bits, show up with gold. That is my entire experience with that technique is right there. You can see my work. So we're going to be doing that a lot more today. And from what I understand, Nick, we're going to be dry brushing and washing.
Yes.
I don't know in what order, or I don't know what the, what we're, the order, the operations, the technique, what should we try to focus on?
Well, you did a little bit of dry brushing.
I did a little bit of dry brushing.
So,
but what on these putty patrollers would be getting dry brush?
Pretty much everything. So basically,
okay, so you just give
so the putty people are kind of, honestly, they kind of look like this. In general, they're just kind of generally roughly a uniform gray. We're going to throw in some other stuff to make them not just uniform gray. But as you can see, I pulled up their Super Putty Patrol and the Putty Patrol. They're just kind of, that's right, because we have a ring light on. They're just kind of like gray. Now, the thing about this one, and this was probably because this is supposed to be night, but this one's got a nice kind of blue to it. So I think what we'll do is we're going to be dry brushing probably some kind of like grays and like blue grays.
Okay.
So we'll have our straight up grays, but then we can also use like Friend Regine gray here, which is kind of like a blue gray. We can also use Azure, which is kind of like a purple blue gray, like a blue violet kind of gray. I think we can use like things like this, and that's mostly just to give it some tonal variation, which is gonna look good.
Cool.
So tonal variation is good.
It's all about contrast. You're saying?
Yeah, just contrast. You just want different stuff, both in terms of dark to light and different colors. Yeah. But you want them to all look good together, which is why we're always going to use it. Everything in kind of the gray range.
Fuchsia and Christmas green. That's my scheme.
That's right. Boom. Bam. And so these guys are basically gonna be all like that. They have little belts on, which I was trying to look in the art to see what the belts are. And in the art, there isn't any belts, so we afterwards can kind of figure out what we want to do, or maybe we'll do those at a later date. But they do have red eyes, so that's something we'll do late at the end. We may do that in the stream if we have time. We may not. We'll have to kind of see where we're at with that. But we're basically going to be, so just I think they come in this color, this kind of really light gray, and so we primed them kind of a dark gray. So what we're going to do is we're going to dry brush first, then we're going to wash. So we're going to dry brush, and the dry brushing is kind of make it look probably, it's going to look fine, but it'll look probably a little bit chalky, which is just how dry brushing is. So in the wash, one will deepen all the recesses, which will give it more contrast, but then also it's gonna tone down some of that chalkiness, and it's kind of bring the whole thing together. And so we're gonna
loving that.
Just use black wash, some Nuln Oil by Citadel, boom, as a wash, just because they're gray, and so we don't need them to have any kind of color.
So we're gonna be dry brushing with the kind of purple blue business. That's where we're gonna get our color from, is a dry brushing. We're just gonna use only because there's different color washes.
Yes, there are.
Give you different kind of
so we could use like a blue wash, and then they can kind of.
But it'd be better to do a dry brushing Nuln Oil.
Yeah, that's what we'll probably do. Sweet. So in terms of dry brushing, let's go ahead and grab on each of our palettes. Let's go ahead and just put like a bunch of different colors of gray. So one thing we want to do is we don't want it to be like too uniform, where you kind of want to be able to just grab kind of whatever, and we'll still follow the general rules of highlighting. So the upturned parts, like the top of the head, the shoulders, the forearms, the hands, the thigh, and stuff like that, maybe the back, that'll still, we want to be lighter than the other stuff. So what we'll probably do is do like a darker dry brush, which we'll use mixes of kind of grays, this kind of azure here, and then we'll do probably a lighter dry brush on top of that. So let's go ahead and grab all the colors we want. So let's go ahead and grab like let's grab some Celestia gray, let's grab some gray sear.
Dark sea blue.
You can grab some dark sea blue. Yeah, let's go. That's a nice dark one. Then we have like some Mechanicus standard gray, which is kind of pretty close to this, but nonetheless, we'll have it. And so these are most of our grays. I don't think we're going to pull out just straight white, because we have gray sear.
This is Dark Reaper.
That's kind of close to the Dark Sea Blue. I don't think we need both of those colors. So this is probably the brightest we'll go. This is like a really light gray. I don't think we'll go pure white. We'll kind of have to see. But this is kind of going to be our color range right here, which is just a bunch of different kinds of grays and like a little bit of purples and a little bit of blues and stuff like that. Okay. This kind of color range right here. And then what we're going to do, Mikey, is we're going to do kind of a darker dry brush. It's going to be a mix of like these three.
Okay.
Our Mechanicus Standard Gray, which again is a little bit lighter than our base coat.
Okay.
Your Dark Sea Blue, and then our Azure here. Okay. And then we're going to do that on all of them. And then we're going to come back with our lighter grays, which are going to be these three here. And then we're going to do the final dry brushing. And then we'll wash it. So when we're dry brushing, what we want to do is the general rule with painting. Now, this isn't actually mini painting. This is just painting. If you're painting like an oil painting or something like that.
Oh, okay.
The real deal. A good idea, at least in my opinion, is every single time you go to get paint, change your color. Which means if you're painting a tree, let's say, and you have a bunch of different greens, every time you go grab some, grab a slightly different green than you just grabbed. That way, every time you put on the thing, it's always a little bit different, and that's gonna flat. Yeah, exactly. And so basically, every time you come back here to get more paint, grab a different color. Grab one of these three colors on your palette, mix them a little bit so they have just different, and don't even like mix them perfectly. Have it where you might have it where you kind of like dab into one, dab into the other, marble it a little bit, Bob Ross style. Okay. And so that way you have all different colors on the thing, and it'll just give it more variety and look cool.
Love that.
So we're each gonna take. You can go ahead and start putting these out.
Now, do you think... Yeah, okay, so are we... I guess we can both work on the darker colors first.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Light.
Yeah, because we'll each put all the colors on our palettes.
I'm terrified.
No, you shouldn't be. This is dry brushing, especially in this way. There's not really a way to screw putty people up. They are putty by their nature.
How dare you? They have a name. Their name is Gloopy, Clumpy, Dry.
This is the first time I'm using these Vallejo paints too, which will be exciting. Did you give it a good shake? Yeah, you did. Good.
Yeah. I'll start there.
You can always add more, so
I'll start there. Okay, now you were saying with Vallejo paints, because we've mostly been Citadel, and we're not switching over, but now we have a nice blend of Vallejo and Citadel. Vallejo kind of filled out some colors that we were missing, more yellows and things. Vallejo is thinner than Citadel,
generally.
Yes.
As far as I can tell, really.
So far as you can tell. So would you recommend we still thin out
a little bit? It's what we're going to use is we're going to use Airbrush Flow Improver, which will thin it out, and this will also slow the drying time.
What? So don't thin it with water?
No, because water will actually speed up the drying time.
Oh, yeah.
Because the water that we add will evaporate quicker than the water in the paint, and it just makes it dry out quicker. Which is not a huge deal, because we're still on a wet palette, which means it's going to go slower. What's wrong?
I'm just thinking what brush to use, because I remember you made your little...
yeah, you could use that one, honestly. I would say we're kind of going to use like these two old messed up brushes.
Cool. So yeah, Nick was saying, like, with this one you don't want to use your new brush, because this will damage
bristles. Why don't you use that one? Use that one.
And then it's actually even better... It'll get better results if the brush is messed up.
Yes.
So definitely if you have an older brush, hang on to it, because there are still applications out there for it.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
So yeah, we're going to use a drop of this. Put a drop of that in there.
Just like on top of the little...
Yep, and then you're going to mix it all up in there. Show you here. And then we're going to start dry brushing. So we're doing a little prep right now, and then we're going to start up, and again, just kind of go, and that's going to be it. You know, it should be fun. Good thing about this, especially on like kind of your minions, your putty people type thing, it's like there's not really a way to mess it up, to be completely honest.
Okay. All right, I'm trying to share this on Facebook.
No worries. Because like they're putty people, they're minions. You know, they're the Foot Clan, you know, they're the soldiers, you know, it's like we spent a lot of time on the Rangers. We spent 2 weeks on 2 of the Rangers. Makes sense. Putty people, don't deserve that, especially because there's so many. You literally just logistically can't. There's too many of them.
Yeah, not unless you were really just taking your time and you wanted it to be a kind of a long...
Yeah, which is fine. Like, I mean, if you were really, really committed to making everything look amazing, then it's like, yeah, but like you just don't need to.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. We don't have time for that.
Let's get It's all mixed up with my flow improver.
Yep.
Boom. Okay, and then is yours our last of the darks, right?
Yep.
The dark trio.
Dark-ish, yeah. It's not too dark.
Darker.
So, remember, Mike, when we were dry brushing, we were going to take a little bit of whatever color we want, which is Mechanica Standard Gray. You're probably going to have to mix in with stuff, because I don't know if it's really going to show. Let's check. So, you're going to put it on here, and then you're just going to wipe off most of it. And then you're just going to start... Yeah, it's Mechanica Standard Gray. I don't think it's really going to show up. It's basically the exact same color.
So I might just mix some of that azure in then straight away to kind of
so
give it a little something there, but it'll be a much darker version.
Yep, and then we're just kind of dry brushing around to give it some definition, and that's gonna be it. And then just kind of each time go through, and we're gonna constantly be just
the fun of painting 9.9 thousand Putty Patrol characters.
Yeah.
Well, the way we do it's gonna be a breeze. We're gonna do. Was it 12 of each? You said.
Yep, 12 of each.
We're gonna nail this thing. All right, so I'm gonna get just a bit of this in here and get a lot of it off of there.
Yep, and then you're just boom. Now this with the dagger you were really being careful. These guys you don't really have to be that careful. You can kind of, especially with this darker coat.
Like have at.
Yeah, have at, and focus on the spots that would be darker. So like their stomach, because they're kind of doing this.
Hunched
over. So
over.
their stomach will have a little bit more. The underside of their arms. We're kind of doing that, adding a little bit to it. Yeah, just kind of go quick, we only got 2 hours to do all of them, so don't be precious with it. Don't be too worried about it. Just trying to kind of...
Oh gosh, I'm too heavy-handed.
It's okay. That's a little heavy-handed, Mike.
It's a
little heavy-handed.
A little heavy-handed. I don't know where the end of the brush is. I'm moving too fast.
Mike's struggling over here.
Well, Nick's just got brush awareness. I do not. It looks cool, though.
Yeah. And also, if you're going a little heavy-handed, try to wipe off more of it.
I'm trying, man.
You're doing good. Okay.
It's my first one, you understand. All right. Yes, thank you, Renegade jumping. We primed them dark gray. They were more this color before. So we primed them dark gray to kind of get them to the color that, they're sort of going to be. And then kind of just adding some variations, and then we'll wash to get into the recesses. And we'll be looking ace.
We're looking ace, as Matthew Jew would say.
Oh man, I heard he said that from time to time.
Alrighty, so just kind of going through with a little bit of azure. It's just giving them a little bit of color, a little bit of definition. Now, again, the thing that's really going to make these things stand out a lot is going to be the lighter colors and then the wash. The wash, particularly, is really going to make these stand out a ton. Because the thing about the Putty people is they're pretty... they don't have a lot of super sharp edges. They do along their forearms. So their forearms will look cool, but the rest of it is it's kind of like their legs and stuff are very smooth.
So Shabbat says, my first time washing anything was the putties for this game.
Is that right?
Right on, man.
Well, that's cool.
Well, hey, so you know that it makes them look good.
Boop, on to number 2.
Oh yeah, I guess I keep forgetting I'm doing all the darks first.
Oh yeah, I did.
Unless they're waiting to switch to light on this one.
I don't know.
It's a whole new method, man.
Whole new method.
All right, hey, you know what? Here's my goal for the second one. Not so heavy with the hands.
Not so heavy, Mikey.
Not so heavy with the hands.
Yeah, we're just kind of, again, this is very slapdash. Doesn't really matter too much. I'll be a little bit slower with the lighter ones, but especially these darker ones. We're kind of just darkening down the minis. Oh, that flew pop right out of there. Because honestly, we could just prime them this dark gray, throw a wash on them, and they would look pretty good. Honestly, they would look pretty good, and they'd actually look pretty accurate considering the Putty people are mostly gray. But
yeah, that's real.
But we are farmers. Cool, dude. Can you wait till after the stream? I'll be out there in a second.
Emergency over here in Webster, y'all. Get real.
Doc doxing yourself like that.
There's so many Websters out there, man. I live in a dictionary, dude. You don't get that?
Nick, you previously said you don't like dry brushing. Is that just on highlighting, or is there a reason you use it here and not other places?
Self-loather?
Yeah, mostly self-loathing. I'm not a I don't hate dry brushing. My problem is, as you can see, it's very it's hard to control. You can do it in a much more... You can do like a really small brush and just do like really fine dry brushing, and that like honestly works totally fine. It's just not my favorite. I tend to be pretty meticulous when I'm painting, and so like it's just the kind of slow, the kind of fast, chaotic nature of it makes me nervous, I guess. And so I tend to not use it very often, especially unless it's something where it's like you use it to kind of hit the high points, but a lot of minis don't really lend themselves to it very well. Like again, the forearms here, like we talked about, really do. They're like perfect for this kind of dry brushing because it's going to hit all the high points, leave all the recesses dark. That's perfect. And for something like terrain or rocks, or if you're doing something with scales like a dragon or a snake, dry brushing is ace. It's great because it's going to...
So much texture.
Yeah, there's so much texture on it. And most models don't have the right kind of texture. Something like fur, great. Has a lot of texture, has a lot of bumps. Okay. Really, really great. Most times, though, it's just... Dry brushing isn't really the best. For me, I think highlighting is just better. But the reason we are using it here and when it is useful, in my opinion, is for batch painting. When you're doing... It's hard to beat the speed of dry brushing. Dry brushing is very fast. As you can see, we are cruising through minis. I've already done 2. We got a lot more going here. And yeah, so it's like that's what's really nice, and that's why we're using it for this. And on top of that, these are minions, as you said. I wouldn't dry brush like a ranger. One, because again, they don't have a great texture for that, because the rangers, because they're in those skin tight suits, it's very smooth. You know, it's not really great for dry brushing, because dry brushing doesn't work quite as well over smooth surfaces. But for something like this, where we're not too worried about like them looking super awesome, it's totally fine. It works great.
We're not trying to make them look bad.
No, not by any means. We're just not too worried with making them look perfect. So something like a dry brush with a wash, or even just priming them a kind of dark gray like this with a wash, looks great. Really great. Yeah, and so it's nothing against it. I've never really dry brushed. Even when I first started out, I was never super into dry brushing. The only time I really do dry brushing, again, is if I'm doing something with like scales. Like when I did the miniature from Abyss, I did some dry brushing on the scales there because because it had scales, and scales, in my opinion, work very well for something like dry brushing. Ooh, that's a little heavy-handed. Oh, gosh.
Hey, man.
Oh, gosh. Okay, that's okay, though.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
And generally, when you're dry brushing, I'm not using one, which is not a huge deal, because, again, we're going to put a wash on these afterwards. But you generally want to use a flat brush if you can, not a round brush.
What is a flat brush?
A flat brush is a brush like this. It's flat. It's not round like this. And again, these are very screwed up brushes, but a flat brush you want, because a flat brush is going to... it's gonna pick out those raised edges better.
Okay, copy that.
Yeah.
I'll leave you. Thank you very much, Green Ranger. I'm super happy that it came out.
Yeah, you should be. Awesome.
Very happy.
And again, we're still following the highlighting rule, where the high points are getting the lighter colors. The kind of low points in the middle here are getting the shading, and we're going to keep following that rule, especially when we go to the lighter dry brushes, and that's going to give them some dimension. But you can already see they have some more dimension than they did because of that. Book of Nerds, what's up?
Yo.
How we doing, Mikey?
I think we're doing okay. Trying to
go harder. can do it. You can go harder.
That's what you say now, man, but I will paint this thing a dark azure. Whole thing.
That's all right. The worst things have happened.
I think that maybe it's not so much the pressure. I'm just getting the amount of paint right. Right amount.
Yeah, and that is something I'm still not great at. Because I either do it like where it's too much or there's literally no paint on the brush at all. Because you can see we're constantly wiping off most of the paint of our brush. And that's just leaving a little bit. I'm leaving more than I normally would because, again, we're trying to go quickly. And we're going to throw a wash on this, so I'm not as worried about, like, being super, super precise about it. Because, one, this isn't even our final coat. Most of this will probably get covered up with...
man. We got a freak alert. Freak alert.
Huh?
Up on the Facebook. Oh, Freaky Kontiki did.
No. Freaky Kontiki?
Yeah, dude. Freaks and deeks, dude.
What?
That's what's up.
The Freak Leak is here?
We got Birdman saying, whoa, you're back at work already? Dude. You know what?
We don't ever stop, man. If you all didn't know, we did a 13-hour stream on Saturday, which was intense.
Raised over $6,000 for the NAACP. Rip.
Yeah, $6,000 for the NAACP we raised. It was awesome.
By we, I mean the people.
Yeah, we didn't do anything.
We just sat there and been like, this is crazy!
We sat there and been like, this is cool, right? Alrighty. We're going good. Yeah, how's everyone's weekend? I hope it was good.
Yeah, how the heck is everyone doing? Happy.
I know some people were with us during our...
middle of June now.
Big old stream. Alright, we are almost done with the Putty Patrol. About to move on to the Super Putty Patrol. See, the good about bath paintings, you get a rhythm. Whether or not you consciously choose that rhythm or not, you don't. So basically how I've been doing it, it's like every time I kind of start off with this dark sea blue, which is a really nice color, and I start off on the stomach. I don't know why. That's just where I start off. And so I just start off on the stomach, and then I kind of work my way around the legs, hit the back, hit underneath these arms, and then I'll do underneath the neck as well, because that part will be in a bit of shadow. And again, if I hit the chest or something like that, which probably wouldn't be in the shadow, it doesn't really bother me because we're going to be dry brushing color on top of it. So who cares?
It's time to correct our boo-boos.
Yes, especially dry brushing. That's probably too much, but oh well. Again, one, all of this will dry darker than it looks right now. Two, the wash will tone down how bright this is a lot. So if you're kind of like, man, that looks like just straight trash. One, you ain't wrong.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, good eye.
Good call.
You ain't lying.
Yeah. So a lot of people, even like people are doing like really big, crazy minis. They'll actually kind of paint like this in the beginning. And what they're doing is they're essentially, think of it like a sketch. They're just sketching out light and color. Just being like, does that work? No, it doesn't work. And just kind of sketching it out.
That's interesting. So just trying random colors and see if they like it?
Yeah. Because as long as the paints are thin, you're not going to obscure the detail. If you're doing like really thick paints, you can actually glob up the detail. If you're doing stuff like that, yeah, it's like, I know someone... His name's Roman Lapat. Look him up on Instagram. He's incredible. When this made paints out there, he finger paints in the beginning. When he's like trying to figure out his lighting, he just grabs with his finger and just smears it all over the mini. That's how he does his stuff in the beginning.
Okay, I like it.
Which is pretty awesome.
Meeple Beaver says, didn't do anything, aka spent years building an amazing community that would spend time with you, 13 hours, and support your cause you believe in. Yeah, you're right. I accept. I see you. I accept that. Thank you.
I accept that. Yeah, it was pretty cool this weekend.
Oh
$6,000 for the NAACP is a pretty staggering amount. Weren't expecting that, that's for sure.
You got a... Oh, Nick beat me. I only got 5 done. Next to him 7.
Oh, did I? Oh. Okay,
well, I'm moving on to the super putty people.
Super. So remember, think of, you're looking at it like this. Like, what's going to be in shadow, what's not going to be in shadow, because they got a little more going on. Now, again, don't worry about it too much, but just something to always keep in mind. Light is everything. We don't paint color, we paint light. That's all.
Oh, I'm going to go under these arms right here. So that will be in darkness. That will be a little more shadowed.
See, now, what we'll say, to be fair, I've never really done much batch painting like this, so this is also kind of an experiment that we're all doing here. We've been experimenting a decent amount on these Renegade streams, right? Because Renegade gives us the confidence to. They're just like, just do whatever your heart tells you to do. Fly, baby birds. That's what they said to us in the first email we ever had with Terry, which was like, hey, baby birds, fly, baby birds. And we were like, oh, Terry, you ain't wrong.
I said, yes, Lord. Yes, we will. Thank you. Thank you for the confidence. Appreciate you. Yeah, no, it's honestly been awesome. Shouts out to Renegade again.
Yeah,
thank you for
massive shouts out to Renegade.
You are legends.
Alrighty. How you digging these paints, Mikey?
I'm into them. They're working good. The boyhoes are cool. It's my first time using Flow Improver. I think that's cool.
If you know you're going to have a paint on your palette for a while, even with a wet palette, to me, I always added like a drop of Flow Improver.
Just let it rip. Now, how much Flow Improver, like per, like one drop goes for about how big a glob? Or like what's the feel you're trying to get, I guess, maybe?
The glob you did, I would probably do a little bit more and then like one drop. No, I'll do a little bit more paint, and then I'd probably put like a drop in that. There's not really, because my thing is, if it's too thin, just add some more paint. Yeah. And it'll thicken it back up, or vice versa. Right. You can always do it both ways, honestly. It's not a exact science, obviously, and thinning paints is something that I struggle with a decent amount because I have a tendency to over thin my paints to the point where I'm basically just painting with a wash, which is a totally valid thing. A lot of people just paint straight with washes, which is totally fine. But I have a tendency to over thin my paints, which is generally the other way around. Most people don't thin their paints enough. I'm just the opposite. So,
because I'm always the other side of that coin,
where you don't thin them enough.
Probably,
yeah. Most people all fall into that camp, which is totally fine. It just makes sense. You're always like, oh, is this enough? It's like, yep, no, more.
Because I just get into the thinking of like, if I thin it out anymore, you're not even gonna see it.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. But it's scary, man.
Oh, no, 100%. So much mini painting is just straight up scary.
It's just fear management.
Fear management. Mini painting 101. Fear management. Art 101 is fear management, really. I mean, art is terrifying.
We got a David Ewing up in here. What up, man?
Hi, David.
Charles Chucky Haberstadt says, so surprised I'll raise that much. I shouldn't have been since everyone involved are amazing people. Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing. I was in the exact same boat. I'm like, wow, just because, like, we raised like $6,200, and I'm like, that's a lot of money.
That's a crazy amount.
from like just.
I've never had $60,000 like in my bank account. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
dude, like,
never.
So it's just like, wow. And like that all came from folks who just are giving, a couple bucks here and there.
Yeah.
It's just very cool. It was very inspiring. You can get a lot done.
You can get a lot done.
A lot of helping hands.
It's like these guys are going to take the airbrushing really well because they got their weird cousin it on them and stuff like that.
Yeah, and there's cool.
Yeah,
like
they got a lot. Yeah, and they got
texture.
A lot of the kind of rocky look to them. So these guys are gonna look real cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We cruising. Yeah, it was real awesome.
Got a quicksand up in here. Says, plus it was a fun 13-hour stream. Well, heck yeah. Where was I going to drop a couple bucks? I'm looking at Facebook chat.
You on that Facebook?
On the Facebook chat, yeah.
Yeah, we got Twitch up here. You got Facebook over there.
We got people everywhere, man. This is great.
We got fam on all corners of the planet.
You know this. You know this.
Our community is global.
Ah! Nick?
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it, Renegade. Everything's fine. Please don't fire us.
Please don't fire us.
Please don't fire us. Oh, God. We'll be better, I promise. Stop yelling so much. Alrighty, so
again, we're doing kind of like a little trio of colors, and I'm just sort of like just grabbing stuff and pulling.
That's exactly what I want you to do, baby. I want you to grab it at random.
Get real weird.
Yeah, so we're always paying attention to like light and like what would actually be darker, what would actually be lighter, but like in terms of the color, itself, like the hue.
So more be concerned with value, not so much.
Yes, but that's in my opinion, painting in general, be generally more considered with value than color.
Copy that.
And that's my personal viewpoint towards art. But yeah, it's definitely a good thing to be. So this one, we're just looking for like light to dark because we're mostly going to be doing grays. You know, there's not much color in this. You know, they're always going to be some form of gray, whether that's slightly more purple gray or slightly more blue gray or whatever. It makes no real difference. It's just going to be gray. You know, so especially when we put the black wash, it's going to kind of tone everything down. So in general, especially when we get to the lighter colors after we're done with these ones, we're going to want to go a little too far in terms of the highlights. We want to go a little bit too far
because it's going to
get knocked down again with the wash.
Okay.
Now, because keep in mind, if we do the wash and it turns out, oh, that's still too far. That was too much. We can always dry brush on some darker colors and smack it back down again. So, dry brushing, even with any kind of painting, but especially with dry brush, you're never really out of it. You know, you're kind of like, I'll just do it this way.
Okay, we can always refine.
Yeah, and the nice thing about this, especially because we're constantly putting paint on the brush, our paint isn't drying out, but you also don't have to clean in between like each color. You can kind of like, I'm just going to grab this because it's got a little bit of that azure still in there. Cool, good, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted, you know? So again, kind of try to dry brush, block in some color under the arms, underneath the legs, small the back.
Joel says, now I'm only going to think of the noises putties make as Cousin It noises. They're similar, right? They both have like forms of jibber jabber that they do.
Yeah, you know?
Would one be scarier than the other? Putty people will just... Chuck says, did you guys have any standout moments during yesterday's game day?
I really like the big game of cartographers that we got to play.
Oh yeah, I mean I didn't play any 22 player games, so like that was pretty cool.
That was cool. It just worked so well, so easy.
We had a really good game of Scythe in the digital app.
Yeah,
it was a really good.
I heard
time.
That was really fun.
Crook won, and so I hate him
per usual
as always. But that was really cool. I mean, that was a cool one because it was really back and forth. And there was a lot of conflict in that one. We're playing a 5-player game, so there's just a lot of battles and stuff. And so like I feel like everyone played pretty well. And then Crook and JG Main just like played a lot better. But yeah, so that was really cool. It's really into that. I know y'all. I know Chuck. I know you had a sound victory in viticulture.
We'll call it a rout. It was a rout.
So that's cool. But yeah, for me, is that the game aside was really fun.
Yeah, overall it was really fun.
I'm still quite bad at it. As I talked about Metagame Minute, I've gotten worse at it, and I think that this is one thing I'll say, because I was very conscious of those habits I've been falling into with Scythe. When we were talking about it before, we were kind of in the... this was actually maybe the best moment of that was... Before and as we were playing the game, we had Dust Wind Dude in the voice chat who wasn't playing the game because we were full, but plays it a lot digitally. And then he and Steve and stuff were talking about how quickly they can get the game done. Like, basically, Dust Wind says, like, if you go 20 turns, so you haven't had a good game. Like, and it's like, I can get done like 16 rounds and stuff. And
how
like,
specific.
And like all about this, the specific, like how fast can you do it? Which was like really fascinating to think about. And I was thinking, like, you know what? That's where I have fallen in that game. Is I have not. I'm thinking about like, well, okay. Ideally, you want to spread out and have a lot of territories because that's good for points, which is. And I want to have this. I want to do all these things. And I kind of want to do a little bit of everything. It's like, no. It's find your engine, work it, and get 6 stars out as quick as you can. It's a racing game.
Yeah, really.
And so that's when I was just like, oh man, okay, I think I see a little bit better. I understand.
I can see clearly.
And I mean, I came in 4th out of 5 players. So don't get me wrong. I don't think I like put it to great action just yet. But I was just like, that was cool to just talk about like. strategies and stuff in a game and have that kind of discussion. That was very cool. The discussions and stuff and chatting and
per usual, it's the people, it's the talking.
It's always was fantastic. Played some sweet chai with Meeple Bieber, and we were getting down. That was really fun. That was a great way to start the day. Perfect game, early day where it's like not too heavy and kind of fun. You can chat through it and stuff. That was great. Each thing I did was wonderful. We had a great game of Railroad Ink to end my day.
That's right.
As well. So yeah, just talking about that. I just love hearing people talk about like stuff that they're interested in. So I didn't even have a ton to add to the side conversation because I was like, hey, I'm horrible at this game. End of talk.
End of TED Talk.
Yeah, so but it was cool to hear people talk about stuff that they're passionate about. I've always been really into that.
Yeah, I'll listen to you forever if you're talking about something passionately.
Like, if I don't know what any of it is, I'm like, dude.
You want to talk about bugs? I'm like, if you're passionate about it, heck yeah, I want to talk about bugs.
Because it becomes interesting. Because you're like, oh man,
passion is
yeah. If
it's so intoxicating.
Oh yeah, if someone is so like well versed in something and comes from that place of passion, I'm like, dude, I get swept up in that. I'm like, that is interesting to me. Just seeing like it must be interesting because this person is so interested in it. It must be something worth hearing. You know.
What we got left? This one done?
Yeah. Obviously, it looks amazing.
Yeah, we got 3. Okay, we only got like 4 or 5 Super Putty Patrol left. So where's my shoe? Okay.
Yeah. Out there, anyone who was playing games yesterday, do you have any standout favorite moments, favorite games you played?
If you just played games over the weekend, it wasn't with us.
Yeah.
Hit us up.
Definitely hit us up with that. Like, what you been playing? So Chai for me was a new game. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I'm hoping to be able to play it again.
Got to play Rap Gods during the
Got to play Rap Gods, which was really good. Really fun. Another good, simple one.
Got to play Monumental again, which I really, really like.
Yeah.
Horrible at it, but I really like it.
Definitely that.
Thanks for agreeing that I'm horrible at it.
I'm just saying.
Someone had to say it.
I didn't want to say it, but you said it, so I'm agree. Meeple Beaver says, Chai reminded me that I love games for the games and the people because it's not for the skill. Meeple Beaver came in last, that's fair to say. It was like a really close game. Like 1 point, and then a little bit of a drop off. But you know what? We all had fun. We all made delicious tea.
All matters, that's right.
We all made delicious tea. The conversation, which is like, I mean, you're having tea for the conversation anyway, aren't you? So, like, I mean, that was on point. That was on point. Wild now. I'm just getting wild.
Get wild, man. Be heavy-handed. Be wild. Who cares?
You can be a little more heavy-handed.
Because here's the thing, man. If one of these, let's say like we just failed on one looks just like hot Garbo, right?
Fail boat.
It's like, dude, whatever. It's 1 out of 24 of these putty people.
Never notice them.
And here's the thing, like they're the vast majority of the time, all 24 of these putty people ain't gonna be on the board at the exact same time. So you pick the Garbo one to put on the board last. Always.
Yeah, or you put them in the middle of a group.
Always.
You're not even see it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You can pick and choose which ones to put on the board until you have no choice, and then that's when you put on the Garbo one. Until then, you don't know Garbo.
Yeah. Book Nerd says, played cribbage with my wife.
Yeah.
She won. I did get a nice 20-point hand at one point.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
always
you get one really good hand. You know, the rest is all is whatever.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we played some cribbage last week while we filmed. Love it. Always great. Great for a conversation. Perfect game.
Yeah, after talk over.
Yeah. Meeple Beaver says, I really enjoyed being able to play Viticulture again. It also made me really want to get the Tuscany expansion. You played Tuscany, right? Yeah, because it feels like it really pumped up the experience. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's we've talked about this recently and stuff. About Viticulture base versus Tuscany, and I'm like I like how much it adds. You know, I can see how for some people like they don't need all that much more, but yeah, I love how it just kind of supercharges things while keeping it like a lot of. I mean, it's not like that much different because a lot of you can still give tours, all that stuff's all the same. Yeah. So it's a nice thing. Chuck says, winning a viticulture was fun, I imagine.
I bet.
Also, I taught my wife Unmatched, and she loved it. Nice.
Oh, cool.
The next day, she asked to play again so she can get better, and she beat me.
Well, I bet. Your wife is very smart. I've met her.
I need to get some more plays and Unmatched. This past week has shown me I'm really quite atrocious at it.
Hey, man, I got knocked out in that 3-person game first, so
yeah,
I ain't good at it either. And we went we went tied up, right? No, on our stream I did too, right? Who won, Medusa or Robin Hood? Did Medusa win?
I can't remember. It was 2-1 ultimately. I think maybe you did 2 and I did 1. I won the one Raptor game I did.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you won the other 2.
Okay. Alrighty, we are almost done with these ones. We're going to see. We may be have an AMA stream because, man, we're crushing up. Sure. Oh gosh, it's 150. You know, we're not flying that quick. Okay, friend. Thought we were going a little faster than we were. Oh God, speed up.
Now we're under pressure. That we were cruising.
So now I will say the next phase of doing the lighter ones will probably go faster because we are going to be doing it less in less places. Yeah, so that one we're really only going to be choosing
in less places.
Exactly, that is accurate. Thanks, Gar.
Sun don't shine on the oasis.
On the oasis.
I was trying to make it about painting, but
minis.
With your friends.
Okay. With your friends. Everyone's like, cool. These guys are awesome. I'm glad I tuned into this stream.
What does that song make you think of, Nick?
Terry Fader. That is actually true.
Is that one of the songs he sings?
Yeah, it's like one of his like little puppet thingy. I think it was like for his audition for something like that, like or something like that. Yeah, for some reason Terry Fader.
Okay.
So yeah, what about you, Mike?
Makes me think of the first and now only second of all time cruise we've done. The first ever cruise we did was right when I was 18 years, 16.
Yeah.
Excuse me, like 19 and 16. And we went on a cruise just down to Mexico, and there was the karaoke,
the little karaoke
competition,
thingy, yeah.
And one of the people in the finals was singing that song.
Oh, is that right?
And they did him up like Garth Brooks and stuff. So yeah,
that's right.
That's pretty much. I heard that song a lot more that week than any other time in my life.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So hey, a little bit of history of Mike. Little thing, a little memory that's stuck in that old noodle there.
The old noodle.
I also remember having shrimp quesadilla.
Ew. Shrimp quesadilla?
I didn't love it.
Sounds gross. I mean, I hate shrimp anyway, and that sounds even
good.
worse.
19-year-old me, I don't think was quite prepared for it. That was in what's the last Manzanillo?
Manzanillo, yeah, was the last one.
It was in Manzanillo at the beach.
Yep.
Bam. So there's that. Welcome to Memories with Mike.
Memories with Mike.
I've kind of made a good mess of this, but I think I can live with it. I'm just going to kind of plop stuff on top of things. It'll be fine.
Everything turned out fine.
So yeah, we're going to go through now with our...
You can start putting the next paints out.
Oh, that's very scary. So now we're going to go with this kind of trio of lighter colors to, put on the things that would be a bit more top side, facing the sun and stuff. It does get chalky. It feels chalky.
Yeah.
The minis when you touch them now. We're going to do this to kind of give, a little more contrast and stuff. And then we're going to oil wash them down, man.
That's going to be it. That's the whole thing at that point.
Maybe says, shrimp quesadilla is great. Shrimp is great. Other than Taco Bell, Nick continues to prove his opinion on food is garbage.
That is probably pretty accurate.
Nick has come a long way with his food choices.
That's true. I used to be picky. And the thing about being picky, which
picky.
sucks, when you're picky, you can't help the fact that you're picky. Like, I can't make myself like stuff. Like, it's when you're picky, people, like, act like that was your decision.
Well, to be fair, it's It's your decision. You're being a butthead.
Exactly.
So
that's fair.
off.
So knock it off.
Knock it off.
But it's like when you're picky, you can't help the fact that you're picky, and so people get like mad at you for being picky, which I get because it is a nuisance.
It's so easy
I totally agree.
But yeah, it's a good point.
But it's like you can't help it.
I love that I don't love this.
Yeah. Like, do I wish I liked tomatoes? Yes. Do I wish I liked shellfish? Yes. I wish I did. It would make my life easier because I wouldn't have to constantly explain. No,
but Nick,
the tomatoes from your garden aren't good. They're garbage, like every other tomato on the planet.
But why don't you like shellfish?
Because it's horrible, dude.
But why?
Because it tastes like I'm eating the bottom of the ocean. Like, why don't you just get a big scooper, like a shovel, shove
I just want to make you apologize for it one more time and explain yourself away. But it's a good point. You're like, I don't know. I just don't like it. People get so annoyed at you as if it was a choice that I made. He knows that Taco Bell doesn't advertise as Mexican food.
Yeah, because it's not.
It's not. It's Taco Bell.
Taco
Bell is Taco Bell.
I would say it's American food. It's not.
There's
it's just Taco
for
Bell.
very potential legal reasons, they don't say, "Oh, it's beef. It's beefy." Why? Because there's sawdust and stuff in there.
Yeah, probably.
But it tastes great. But they legally can't call it beef. That would be a lie.
It's
beefy.
What we call illegal.
You know, so it's like, yeah, Taco Bell is exactly what Taco Bell is trying to be. Delicious, incredible, perfect food. Every Ironman competition should be sponsored by Taco Bell. They would break world records every time if they did that.
Oh yeah,
it's the only thing holding them back.
It's the only thing holding them back.
Holding them back is that heavy protein in their system weighs them down.
Yeah, you really do gotta know. You gotta let. It's just you're just being rude.
Steve over here dropping true says tomatoes have been genetically altered for color, size, and shape. They left out taste. Now they put some taste in there. That taste is horrible.
As horrible as
possible. The taste can be modified ever so slightly into any tomato product to become amazing. It's so bizarre. How does that work?
It does. It does work.
I love 100% tomato products.
Yeah, I'm all tomato.
I can tolerate tomatoes, but I'm not going to eat one like an apple.
God, no. Why do you?
The little cherry ones are like candy. Lies.
No, they're not. Our mom.
Your parents gave you horrible candies.
Our mother is a liar. I just want to let you all know that our mother's a liar.
She's a liar. Me Believer says I love tomatoes. See, I can't.
No, you don't. No one loves tomatoes. It's a lie.
We tolerate them. Or Nick Lance kids maybe intolerate them.
I don't tolerate them. I don't tolerate them in their natural form. They must be processed in some way. All right.
Charles Haberstadt says I'm there, man. I'm the pickiest eater. And people always crap on me for it.
Yeah.
All I want is to like regular food.
Yes, God.
That's fair.
It's so frustrating. People get so upset with you, and it's like I don't choose to be picky. Trust me, it would be. It would make my life easier if I wasn't picky. So why would I choose to be picky?
Yeah. Me Beaver says, "Okay, I gotta drive home." I'm thinking like, why? What's going on? Because probably work is over. Because it's in the future out there. Have a safe drive. We'll see you soon. Hopefully, we'll see you. Real soon. Be safe. Yeah. It's an important reminder. It's really easy to forget that fact. So I appreciate you, Nick. Thanks so much.
You got it, brother.
I didn't put airflow. Gotta get my airflow improver.
Your airflow.
What's it? Flow improver. Airbrush flow improver.
Yeah, I had most of the words. Not wrong. You're not wrong. It's just I've never heard it that way.
Get some airflow.
All right, so now remember we're keeping to the spots that would have the most light. Generally,
I'm going to go on the undercarriage for all these.
And this one be a little less heavy-handed. Well, you be more heavy-handed.
What?
Because you could have been more heavy-handed in your other ones.
How much paint on that one?
All right, you're right. Do your thing. Because keep in mind that again, like it's gonna be toned down with the wash, and we can always tone it down more if we need to.
Fair enough. I'm into that. Oh man, top of the dome, top of the shoulders.
Yeah, we're gonna see. This is gonna be interesting. But now,
tops and tops, man.
You can see that the different parts are going to be...
So Chuck asked a question. So that's why, Nick, if you ever have a picky kid, or rather, give him some advice. You ever have a picky kid, prepare yourself.
Oh, I bet.
My kid is, and anytime she doesn't like something, everyone in my family blames me like it's genetic. Well, to be fair, when she does like this face, everyone pans over to you, and you're going, so
you're
it's
like,
like,
right? You're like, right?
Same face.
You're like, honey, I've been saying it for years. It tastes like hot doo-doo, right?
Can you not nod along when your kid's like, this is horrible? You're like, true, speak it.
She ain't wrong, man. You
ain't
teach her
wrong.
right.
I'm just giving you crud. Just giving you crud.
Alrighty, so that's kind of where I left it, Mikey. So,
say again. Where was it? Okay.
So now you can see that. So now you do a little bit of shading in there, you know.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that,
and then hopefully when we put a wash on that, it'll look less like garbage. It'll be great. That's all you can hope for, man.
It's gonna look like the garbage I want it to look like.
Yeah, the only thing you hope for is for it to look like less of garbage. It's the only thing you can ever hope for in life.
Crossed. Tammy says, "Dang, I always forget about these streams." Well, hey, welcome. Come on down.
Who is it?
Tammy. We got Tammy here saying,
"Yeah,
just rushing in. Come on down. You're right in time. We're over here just batch painting these putty patrollers." Getting after it. I'm trying to keep it on the light side.
Remember, go as far as you like. That looks good. Go farther. One, because again, we're going to be toning it back, so we do actually need to go farther. Else, it'll just end up being the same amount of gray that we started with. And also, just do it because it scares you. Because it scares you. Also, because get wrecked, nerd.
Chris is glad I got to catch some of this. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man?
Who, Chris?
How doth baby Bjorn? That Chris.
Oh, that Chris? How you doing, man?
Damn, I'm Kestrel, fam. I'll see, girl. You know, we get street names, we get city names out there, and it's like, how do I know who's what?
No, I don't know who these people are.
What's up, Kestrel? Going right back together. What's up, Tammy?
Oh yeah, your name's Kestrel.
Apologies. I'm also very bad. We were playing games yesterday and stuff. Very bad. Just being like, hey, by the way, what's everyone's real name? I just got to talking and playing, having a good time. Didn't think about it. Guess I'm a bad guy that way.
You are a bad person.
Thank you. So again, I'm just getting all the tops of the arms. I'm focusing on stuff that I'm really quite sure is going to be brighter. Tops of domes.
Yeah.
Top of the balled up fist.
Boom.
We call it the FIFA fist. Looks like a soccer ball.
The FIFA fist. That's like a soccer ball. You're right.
Yeah, it's kind of the texture. It's not the perfect little triangle or pentagram or whatever it is, but you know, it's a little. Why couldn't he throw a soccer ball? He could be into the sport.
He could be into the footy. You know, maybe he's a big Manchester United fan. Or something.
Oh, dude, all Man U all day. You know them. He says it every time. Chris says things are doing good. All went well this past week. Dad is home, good to go. Relatively speaking, happy to hear it, man. Really happy indeed.
Good. Glad to hear it. All right.
Relatively speaking, it's good enough some days, right? You're like, well, it'll do for now.
It'll do.
Just fine.
What's everyone been painting out there today? Recently.
What's everyone been painting? What's everyone been playing? Speaking of Renegade, we're playing Wendake tonight.
That's true.
It's all Renegade all day today.
Over on Jenkin's stream we're playing. Yeah, we are playing. We're playing a little Wendake, which is a criminally underplayed game.
Rip. Tammy says my favorite is that it's a screen captioning. That it is screen captioning. My name is Castro. What you're saying? Oh, instead of Castro? Castro? What?
Castro.
All right. Now I'm worried it's not going hard enough. But I'm just going to keep it to what it is.
Do your thing, man. Because again, they don't all need to be the same. They don't all need to be the same intensity.
They need to be equally good, or they're all horrible. See, I didn't disagree.
Do you do this one?
No.
See, if you had to ask, Mike.
No, I meant with the lighter color.
That's what I mean.
Damn.
You gotta ask, Mikey. You probably go harder.
Gotta go harder.
No, you're doing great.
I'm having fun, and that's
all that matters.
something.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about dry brushing and such?
It's cool. I think it's what you're talking about, getting into rhythm, like that is real, and I'm into that. I'm into the kind of like feeling it out and getting going. Like
you're just conveyor belting it. It's assembly line. Just I'll do this, and I do this, and I do this, and I do this.
With this, get a little bit of that going, a little paddling. That's cool. That's cool. Wham. Chris says painting and playing with compensation plans at work. Right on.
Yeah. Right on, Brand.
That's cool.
I didn't get to paint at all this weekend because of Bing Bong Con, naturally. Been painting some Stormcast Eternal.
Yeah, so is it new Stormcast Eternal? Is it models that you've done already, or is it different types of Stormcast
they're all kind of the same ultimately. They are
big gold dudes.
Yeah, big gold dudes, basically. They are technically new. But yeah, so it's been going fine. Just trying to knock out some more of them for David, my roommate. Painting that. I got one of the busts that I had ordered, so that's gonna be my next kind of like.
I think it was giving his bust a bubble bath.
I was giving my bust a bubble bath. You gotta, when you have a resin model, you gotta give him a bubble bath to get any rogue mold
stress
release
away, bad feelings.
Yeah, just make it feel good for
lavender.
Huh?
Lavender bubble balm or bath
Oh
bomb?
yeah, I gave him a lavender bath bomb.
Okay, my man,
treat him right.
Treat the bust right, dude. Yeah, he's got this cool dwarf bust, man. That thing is rad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this big.
It's huge. It's like this big. It's massive.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
It's gonna be. It's intimidating because it's like I was telling. I think I was telling David. It's like,
where do you start on that thing?
Well, it's not even so much that. It's like it's so big that you have to put a ton of detail into it, because if you don't, it'll look weird. Because it's like when you have a face, even a mini, because the minis in this game are quite large. Compared to a lot of other minis. These ones are very big, which is very cool. But normal minis, it's like your faces that you're painting, even these faces are so small, there's only so much detail you could do on them. Sure. Now again, some people do an incredible amount of detail in such a small area that it blows my mind. But nonetheless, there's only so much you can do, especially when you're not like at expert level stuff. The problem with a bust is so massive, and it's literally just this dude's head and like chest. He doesn't even have arms. It's like I can't get away with not doing a ton of detail on the face, because that's literally all it is.
That's what it is, yeah.
And it's massive too. So it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's super intimidating, because like I'm like, oh man, like you kind of can't. Everything you do is gonna be on display. It's not like, I didn't do the eyes very well, but who cares? They're so small that people will just be pumped that I did the eyes. It's like, no. Like, I'm going to have multiple colors in there. I have to put, probably little veins in the eyes, like normal eyes.
Really?
Yeah, people, it's just, maybe we'll have to see. And that's the thing is, I've never done it before, so it's going to be,
that's cool.
It's going to be interesting. I also decided that I don't want... I've been wanting to try out with different lighting directions anyway. We're not just doing like a zenithal highlight.
It was like a 45 going this way.
Yeah, kind of having, even if it's not like this, just having it come from here.
Yeah.
Not necessarily here or like here or here, but just a little bit, just because I think it'll just add a little bit more interest. So this one, he's kind of like looking to his side. I'm going to have the light coming basically straight on from this way. So this,
like looking toward the light.
Yeah, he's kind of like this. He's been looking towards the light.
Cool.
And so this side is going to be very, very bright, and then this side is going to be really dark.
Cool.
Because I want it to essentially I want to look like that's the only source of light in the room, more or less.
Cool.
So we'll see. I don't know. I am very terrified of it. I am fully expecting to have to just throw it in a thing of simple green and strip it right afterwards. Because it's going to look like maximum Garbo.
If it's like the first one, and say there's not, you should keep it so that you can show.
You're probably right.
You can look back in years and be like, "That was the first bus I did,"
but
and compare.
I'll take a picture of it. I don't need to keep. I don't need to keep a maximum Garbo mini.
You're not gonna have a maximum Garbo mini. That's what you're gonna reflect on.
I think it's gonna be
back.
Supreme Ultra Lord Garbo.
Nah, fool.
We'll see. I mean, maybe not. I mean, hopefully it goes well, but it is incredibly scary.
You know what I'm gonna say when it comes out looking dope? I'm gonna say, "You were looking foolish.
You looking foolish.
Thinking it was maximum Garbo.
He thought it was gonna be Garbo.
It's medium Garbo at best."
hashtag medium Garbo. You gonna get some hashtag medium Garbos in chat? All right, we're rolling. It's 2:10. We've already been at this for a little over an hour, but again, like by the end of 2 hours, we can get 24 minis done. It's a pretty good rate, you know.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Heck yeah, dude.
You looking Garbo?
Yeah, looking Garbo.
And we'll see. I don't know. Just kind of.
I'm just freestyling, man.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Get that confidence,
flow
dude.
right now. I
Get that.
No idea what's
Get
happening.
into that flow state, man.
But I mean, as you know, one thing I really gotta thank you is you've given me a lot of confidence. Oh god, well there goes. It's not a paint stream until I just launch a mini right into my paint.
Did
right
you do it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you know. But you give me a lot of confidence.
You gotta put your palette on the other side.
I know, apparently. I'm left-handed, man. That's my problem right there.
What is it though?
You give me a lot of confidence because you're like, dude, look, if you do some stuff and it's not perf, every mini, and this is true, like every mini I've done since we started kind of painting a few months ago, I've looked back on and been like, wow, that was pretty good. A lot of like redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
It's very cool. You know? So I'm like,
we were playing Quirky Circus on the stream, and you got to
super
look.
happy
You
with
were
it.
multiple weeks removed.
Yeah,
and you got to look back and be like, oh man, this actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm like really happy with it, and like, and that's with its flaws and all. I'm like,
yeah, that's 23% Garbo, but you know,
quarter garb never hurt nobody.
Dude, can you use hashtag quarter garbs in chat?
There's a certain percentage of Hershey bars can have spiders in it, and as long as there's not that much spider parts, you can still sell it, dude. And I'm just saying, if that ain't what my painting is,
dude, if that ain't a philosophy for life, I don't know what is, dude.
if you don't have more than eight parts spider to every 10 pounds of chocolate, man, your life is gonna work out all right.
Your life's doing okay, bro. No, yeah, it's like you have gotten significantly better. You've definitely gotten more confident in just being willing to just try stuff. And I'm like, try this. And you're like, oh god, but you always do it, and it always turns out fine.
Yeah, if you don't like completely nail something the first go, like, and this is your kind of philosophy, it's like it's always gonna look better than something that's not painted at all.
Yeah, always.
Like, no one has ever painted a mini and devalued it.
No, yeah, really,
no, and I mean that.
That is real talk right there.
It's just like, yeah, dude, it's just something that's cool. It's everything. I made those artistic choices. Okay, now I'm just goofing around.
Now you just messing. Now you just being.
I'm looking foolish.
Now you looking.
Tamp you down, sir.
Foolish. Thur, can you please calm down, Thur, please?
Thur, can you stay right there? Sheesh, jumping out to go get these Rangers.
Just
not
so
today.
pumped about it, dude.
Not today.
Not today, Putty.
Not today, Putty man.
Okay, so now we're doing our brightest.
Boop. Quicksand says, a reminder that some color still looks better than just a plain gray mini. See, yep.
That's right.
And 95% guaranteed no one notices or cares about the imperfections. The other 5% are either professionals or only notice when you point out the problems. That's fair.
That's true.
I like that. That's fair.
That is very.
Nick will do that. He'll send me something or whatever, an edit or something. He'll be like, you know anything about it? And I'm always like, no. He's like, oh, there's this thing. And I'm like, look at him like, oh, well, yeah, now I can see it.
Yeah.
Pointing it out. But like,
totally.
no, I could not see that without that.
Yeah, without you specifically being
right
like,
here.
look at this right here.
I think in general, most people out there are not looking to pick apart stuff.
Yeah, there's
They're
gonna be
not out
pumped
there
that you
seeking
did
flaws.
something.
They're just gonna be like, "Whoa, it's a cool painted game. It's awesome." And then I play in Power Rangers. That's it.
Yep, and that's literally the end of that combo.
So paint, yo, Rangers.
Paint.
I think I did do. I'm gonna do it again. Nick says, if you gotta ask. Ain't painted enough.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely did do this, dude. That's fine. Let's get a little more craziness on there. A little more.
We're running out of paint, though.
We're running out of paint. Which paint? Like running out or just running out on your wet palette?
Oh, wet palette.
Oh, I see.
I did buy some new paints.
About some new paints?
Well, not about paints that we had run out of. Like we were super running out of blacks. I went and bought some black, and I bought us some extra Known oil because we'll probably end up using a decent amount of it today. So
again, Known oils next. Once we get these kind of our color blends or gray blends, little gray scales, we're going to kind of do a wash on them to deepen those recesses. We'll have put the dry brushes, which will focus on the the opposite of a deep recesses.
The high points?
High points. And the deep recesses should give us a nice little bit of contrast in there.
Yeah, and again, because we dry brushed in that way, like this guy right here, I just finished the final dry brush on, but because we did the dark dry brushing, the dark spots, and we had kind of a mid-tone gray already, like, you could leave him like that. He looks fine. He's already got variation. Up the Toiseau.
The Tuatansuyu.
Board Dice. Check
Board Dice. Check them out. Coming this year. Later this year. Coming this fall.
Oh, gosh.
Nick. Sorry. Watch it.
You watch it. Gotta clamp a board down.
Sometimes they try to run away. They're criminals, after all.
They are criminals. These putty people are criminals.
I mean, let's be real. The putty people are not criminals. They are creations. They are victims of anything.
Yes.
Rita Repulsa's rage.
They're like, hey, man, I didn't choose this life.
Like, yo, man.
They
created me. The lights went on. I started saying, blah, 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 blah.
That was it. And that was it,
man.
I didn't have another choice.
That was it. I can't help that I hate Rangers. I was designed this way.
I was designed this way. Yeah, doing these multiple layers like this, like we could have just done one color of darker, one color of lighter, and that honestly would have been fine. But having the multiple on there, again, it's just going to give it more variety. And variety is the spice of minis, as I believe Emeril Lagasse once said.
He did. He chucked the mini into a casserole and baked it
Bam!
at 350 for 45 minutes, and it was not healthy.
And that's why he's dead.
There's a real plasticky vibe from this casserole. Yeah, looking foolish. Bland.
Bam.
Bland.
Blam. Alrighty, we blamming along here. So 24 in 2 hours. I was like, I'm not sure if we're able to finish these. I think we'll be able to get them done though. So we're gonna do, Mikey, once we're done with the dry brushing portion, is we are going to then each grab a thing of Known oil and just kind of start covering the whole thing in that Known oil. And what we'll probably do is kind of just batch paint it the same, where you're just kind of throw some Known oil on there and just really cake it on.
Really have that.
And then we're going to set it down carefully so it stays straight up, and then go on to the next one. Boom. Known oil it, and we're going to go through the Known oil, and it won't dry too quickly. So what we're going to do is, once we're done with the last one, we're then going to go back and try and mop up any extra. we don't want it to pool too much and stuff. That we don't.
Correct.
But that way we can kind of keep in that kind of assembly line way of doing stuff. And yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Love it.
Oh, I got these ones right here. Feel free. Fast.
Do you like one of these other than the other? The big boys are easier for me to kind of, I think, get a feel for what should be in that.
Yeah, I actually originally I kind of liked the smaller ones first, and then now that we're painting them, I really dig these Super Putty Patrol guys. They're very cool looking.
They're cool looking. They're fun.
Especially when they're painted, you really get to see all the cool details and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty metal. Yeah, so I actually originally liked the kind of smaller ones more, and then I've kind of changed my ways. But yeah, they're both pretty darn cool. All right, fam, we're getting there. Oof, it's like endurance painting here.
It is. It's kind of intense.
I don't move my wrist this much usually, so my hands are getting kind of like, oh, I'm getting tired. It's a lot of work painting. Say this is some people say this is the same as Olympic weightlifting, and I have to say I agree.
Oh, that right there is like a deadlift. Oh, I thought I was gonna nail it. Really thought I was gonna nail it.
Would have been cool if you nailed it, Mike.
Boom.
Alrighty, so then after this we got one more, and then we'll go ahead and
Wash them up.
Start them up, yeah. Alrighty, we'll do the lighter color now.
Damn, it says my Twitch is super messed up, so I'm stuck on here. Haven't done any dry brushing yet. All right.
Who is this?
Kestrel.
Kestrel.
Right on.
That's fine. It's very useful. It's very quick. It's very useful.
I totally see
Again,
how in the ways it can be very useful.
Oh yeah.
I mean, case in point, it's
doing some of the lot texture fur like they were talking about. Oh yeah, it's great. It's a little bit of getting used to, but it's and again we're being very quick and pretty darn heavy-handed. I
do think I've gotten better at it as the stream has gone on, though. I definitely have a more understanding of like what I'm trying to feel for.
Yeah, exactly. But it is good, especially like if you're making terrain or something like that, or for like basing and stuff like that. Oh, it's great for that. Especially if you're like trying to paint a rock. It's like you want it to be kind of random, and you want it to pick out the high edges and stuff like that, and it's works very well.
Kessler says, but he also has a workout, so I don't know if I dig that. I'm just doing like a lot of this. It's all hand for me, so I think I'm setting myself up for success here in terms of the endurance.
So yeah,
it's all about breath control.
Breath control. Gotta woosah it.
Gotta woosah it. It's a mental game.
So again, this is, oh my gosh. This is one way to dry brush. And again, you didn't need it as I do all this. You could have primed them that gray and then literally just done one kind of like light gray highlight, and that would have been fine, honestly.
Yeah, sure. And like that's cool, but this is like a nice, fun way to kind of give them just even a little bit more. While now the cool thing is, and I think this is, per my taste, important. I'm playing a Power Ranger game. I want this person to be brighter than this person. I want the star of the show.
Yeah.
There's a reason that in Power Rangers why they're super bright colors. The Putty people are gray. You know who your hero is. So now you can do this, but that doesn't mean this person has to be like plain Jane.
No.
You know, you can have some fun with it, but keep it very clear of who the minions are in the game. It'll make it, easier to play. We have bright, beautiful Power Rangers. And the base game itself, Unpainted does that well with making the Power Rangers their colors in terms of the plastic,
which is super cool.
Which is cool, makes it very easy to tell. But you want to make them shine. You want your heroes to look heroic.
Alrighty.
Alright. I'm scared now. Because we're in a new part of the stream. Oh, God. Okay. Now I thin this down a lot, right? Most 50-50. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's right. I was like, interesting. The student becomes the teacher.
Dennis says, my wrists are broken. I'm going to stick with the more basic techniques until I feel like I'm ready for the next step. Hey.
That's fine.
That's A-okay. Ain't no rush. Minis aren't going anywhere. They are inanimate.
They aren't real.
Pretty sure. Yeah. Just all around town, huh? With these all around town?
Yep, all around town, man.
Alright, so this Nolan oil here is going to, as Nick said, kind of tamp back down on the wildness, sink right into those recesses, because it is rather thin, so it will find those areas when more easily than a thicker paint and stuff would. It's much more viscous, right? More liquidy.
Paint is more viscous than...
Dang it. The liquidy version of viscous.
Viscous just means it's more thick and sticky.
So the viscosity is less?
Yes.
It's less viscous?
It's for squishy.
Yeah, so, we can kind of just get after it and just blast it all over the place and then see what happens later.
Yeah, see what happens.
And like Nick said, try to keep them all standing upright, all the same.
Yeah, and I would say, actually, let's not do all of them. Let's do like 3 or 4.
See how they do.
And then come back and
I see.
And dab off the excess.
Copy that.
Just so it's not too much. So I'm like, that actually might be a little...
dry out too much. I'll put 3 over there.
Yeah, it might dry out a bit much.
It's like Nick said, we're going to do that, then we're going to come back to it and kind of mop up anything that's just really just a huge pool of
yeah, exactly.
Wash. Don't want to be.
And again, this is gonna bring all the colors together because it's gonna kind of
gonna throw a filter over the whole
yeah, basically
thing.
it's gonna Instagram filter it really.
Yeah, it'll make it look a little bit more uniform or blended, if you will, or whatever.
Yeah, and it'll basically make it much more. It'll make it much more gray because it's just going tinted that color.
Tinted down gray.
Alrighty.
You said dab. Let's see a dab off. We have to load it into this scene. We'll remind us later today. We'll absolutely do
see
it.
if that's in our
honorary dab off there.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. I think they're looking pretty cool. Yeah, these big putty patrollers have got some good spots to get the wash in.
Yeah, they got some recesses.
Yeah, and on the recess on the arms are like pretty pronounced, so it gets right in there. It's very cool.
Yeah, their stuff is so pronounced that we probably don't even need to do a wash necessarily. We probably could have been a little bit more.
When wash is getting on, yeah, we could,
We could have just been a little bit slower with our dry brushing and probably just kept it at that, because their stuff is.
But washes for this type of thing, it's like liquid magic.
Yeah,
it's
literally what it is,
Just all of a sudden, boom, stuff shows up. Whoa!
Yeah, you're like, I didn't even know that detail was there.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So great.
Especially on these kind of spots on the arm where it had those kind of like cracks or whatever they are. It's like, yeah that's where it's like. It makes it look so much cooler.
Bam. Coming back around to the first one real quick. See if we got any excess. Maybe just a little bit there, a little bit there. I'm not going to be too meticulous about what I pull out. I want to leave, good amount of stuff. Just stuff that maybe wouldn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Pooling in areas that's just kind of not really, useful.
Yeah.
Boom. A little bit out of those, just a bit. Whoa, fierce. Fierce looking, man. What do you think of something like this? Is there places that are super... Kind of get around the belt a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, this technique I think is perfect for these ones. They just start looking cool.
Yeah, start looking all right, man. And again, because we did those kind of different kinds of dry brushing, it should be this wash should be not killing the kind of light to dark that we did as well. Alrighty. That's 3 of them. And again, because it makes the whole mini so much darker, that's why we tend to go really far with the highlights, because we know that we're gonna...
Yeah, and on ones that I went further, it does look better, because it then still shows that there's variation on the mini, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. And just a reminder that next week we're actually going to be playing Power Rangers instead of painting. It'll be our last week here with Renegade. And again, thank you, Renegade, so much for having us.
Appreciate it.
And we'll be painting instead of we'll be playing instead of painting, which should be super, super fun. We'll try and play with as much paint stuff as possible. And I think because we have 4 Rangers painted, we'll have all the Putty Patrol painted. I think at this point we'll be able to have everyone except for the big villains like Rita. We don't have any of those painted, and so we'll be able to have a mostly painted game to play with, which is pretty darn cool.
Heck yeah!
So yeah.
So come on down for that next week.
Yeah, same time, same place.
It's gonna be a good dang time, I think.
It's gonna be a great time.
I said it. I meant it when I said it.
I meant it. Everyone's afraid to say it. I said it. It's gonna be fun.
I'm not afraid of a good time. You know?
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Boom, boom, boom. Alicia says, headed out for a walk. Nice. And be back in time for tonight's stream. Hope a bird does not poop on me again today.
That would suck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you got pooped on.
That doesn't happen. It's good luck, so hopefully that's true. Or that's something people just said like, oh, you're crying, you got pooped on. It's good luck. Guess. We'll say it's good luck. Yeah, good luck, everyone.
Let's go with that.
We've all heard that, haven't we? Yeah. Watch out for birds. I don't trust them. Apparently.
I've never trusted birds.
I don't get birds. I don't get them at all. I know they're here. I know they're here to stay. I know they're important. But I don't get them. I never am.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Thanks for coming on down. Boom. Don't befriend birds. Don't do it. They'll let you down every time.
Every time, birds.
Every dang time, man. Kester, that's why it's not safe to be outside.
Yeah.
Truth.
Birds.
True words.
True words have never been spoken.
Kestrels are fine, though. Are they? Are you sure? I'm just going to blanket nope it.
Nope.
Just nope. Blanket. Kestrel, there's nothing against you, of course. But I blanket noped. And I will not go back. What will you guys just stay standing up right here because you are trying to dry right now. Sheesh.
Friend, you are trying to dry right now.
Quicksand says, I was telling Kestrel it's just reason 572 I hate birds, but at least it's on my t-shirt, not my face. Yes, that is always better.
Huge.
It's a little bummer. It's just like, you can't defend yourself against them. They're in the sky. Right? You can't see it coming. It's not good. It's not a good thing.
It's not a very friendly thing that they do. Renegade dropped some knowledge in the Twitch chat. So if you missed the recent Kickstarter late pledges are open. You got a link in there. Yes, indeed.
Get after it. Get your Power Rangers today. Come on down.
Get all the minis.
All the minis. Paint them up. Paint them up. All the minis. Paint them up.
Paint the minis. You would paint them for me.
You should take the minis. You'll paint the minis. You'll give the minis to me. Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. Oops. Boom.
Okay, the big guys now.
We're in the big guys now.
Super Putty Patrol. Yeah, these big dudes got a lot of detail on them. They're cool.
Ooh, Tammy says, that's why you gotta carry on lace umbrellas when you go outside. A, you look fancy, always a bonus.
True.
And plus, it's just straight bird protection.
That is accurate.
They can't dive bomb you with their beaks or poop or otherwise.
That's true. Sure can't. They keep trying. I will let them.
Plus, if you have just a nice, fancy umbrella, people are going to be like, well, that person's going places.
Like, man, that person's better than me. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Look at my umbrella.
Plus, you can sing Rihanna while you walk, and that's always cool.
It's always an acceptable practice.
We got Mom Rights up in here on the Facebook. If you're there, hello.
What's up, Mom Rights?
Howdy doody.
And that FB.
On the FB.
Living that FB.
On the FB. AB. I'm on the BAB. Again, I'm just kind of going 3 at a time here, giving them a wash, mopping up some of the excess, moving on.
Yeah.
Not being too particular, you know, just if it looks a little out of sorts, mop it up a little bit.
Mop it up.
Just stumbled across you. Hey, hey.
Mop it up.
Don't trip now.
What's up, Wrong with Rock? What's up, Panic Games? Didn't see you there.
Hey, hey, hey. Good afternoon / maybe early evening, getting there.
Depending on where you are, yeah.
As always, if it's east of Nevada, I don't know what time it is, where anybody is.
How anyone even got there. All right, it's 2:40, so we should be able to finish these up right in time.
Perfect. Loving it. I like a little wash party like this. It gets very meditative.
It's kind of repetitive motions, you know, stuff like that. You get
like life is chill. Just keep swimming.
Exactly.
Just keep swimming. Just keep washing. Stuff like that. You know, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Boom, boom, boom. Well, Roxas just got Heroes of the Grid on Saturday. I love that game so much.
Oh, nice.
I just woke up from a nap.
Dude, your life is...
Well, Rocky, you gotta get when you can. Yeah, baby sleeping, you sleeping, man.
That's right.
Dang straight. Down borrow pen. Gonna watch the minions.
I have Archive on the table. Started playing the story campaign. Very cool, Steve.
Solo story mode. How many games does the story play? Like it's kind of continual, right? It's not legacy, I know, but like it gives like, doesn't it? It gives like sort of like changes to the rules each game or something, right? It's kind of like slight shifts or something. I think it's something like that. Roland Rock says, Murphs, how long does it take to paint one mini from Heroes of the Grid? I'd love to do this, but I know nothing about painting, and I've never done it. So, this Green Ranger here, we painted all on stream, so this took 4 hours.
Yep.
To do. Boom. I think that's a pretty good clip.
It's a pretty good clip, especially for the quality of paint job that you did, yeah.
Yeah, so I think, you know, if you want to get the 5 base from the base game, like you can get it done in
get it done in a weekend ultimately.
Yeah, you can do like a nice long weekend or work on it over a couple weekends and stuff, 10 to 20 hours. It just depends on what you're trying to do.
Yeah, it depends on, you know, how fast you're trying to go, like how careful you're trying to be. I mean, again, you could do them 5 in 1 hour if you really want to. It's like it kind of just it's hard to say like this is how long this takes because like some people could do that exact same quality as that Mike and I did, but do it in half the time. And some people might take them twice as long. So it's like, it's kind of hard to say because both Mike and I are relatively slow painters. Neither of us are like really, really fast. So
we're in a rush, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard for me to say this is how long this takes because I know that I'm a slow painter. So it's like one of those things where it's kind of like, I don't really know how to say. But I mean, like, couple hours each mini probably because they're also quite large and you're probably good. I mean these minis right here that we're doing, again we're doing all 24 of them
In 2 hours.
In 2 hours. And we're going to be basically done right at the 2-hour mark is when we're going to be done with these ones. So you could do, if you do the putty people like we are, you could do them all in 2 hours. Which is not a bad clip to paint the majority of the game, ultimately.
Yeah. Especially because, as we were kind of saying, like, you could just prime these, like, gray, get the kind of color you want, and then wash them, and
they would
like,
look
literally
fine.
roll out, and it'd be fine.
Yeah, they would look
So that's
just
cool.
fine.
If we can get them, get a little something on them. Boom. Kessler says, maybe I need a wash brush with my next painting supplies order, along with Vallejo Blue and possibly more. Hey,
Ooh, Vallejo Blue, huh?
Could always go for more stuff.
Started getting us some Vallejo paints. I like them a lot. They're quite nice.
They're working out so far, aren't they?
Yeah, I like them. I also like that they come in a drop bottle.
Very useful. Really, can just
Yeah, I don't like the GW. It's like pull up the pot and like put your brush inside. Because a lot of times, like if you're trying to put multiple colors on your palette, I have to keep washing my brush in between, which is annoying. Because one, you're also wasting paint that's still on your brush, and so like with the drop bottles, you just go boop 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 boop. You don't waste anything, and they're also cheaper than Citadel paints, and you get more paint. The drop bottles are 17 milliliters, and these Citadel ones are only 12.
Rip.
I found a hobby store near me that sells them for $4. So I'm just like,
Such a good deal, dude.
yeah, I'm probably gonna keep buying these.
You're gonna see me make some additional purchases. They're like, all right, see you soon. We've already been back there a couple times. What yellows do we have now? Let's see. We've got a number of yellows. We've got some ice yellow, yellow.
Yeah, I'm trying to fill out the color groups that we don't have many.
Light yellow. So those things. Got us some light turquoise and plain turquoise. Got ourselves another purple. Add to the purple abilities. We got rose. Got another kind of flesh tone, kind of an orangey-ish flesh tone there. A little bit different than some of other flesh tones. Flat flesh. Flesh is a... The more you say it, it's
the worst word.
So bad.
That's not a good
Iraqi
word.
sand, stuff like that. Got sunset red, you know. Just a good handful. We got this dark sea blue is cool.
Yeah, I really like dark sea blue a lot. That's a nice color.
Yeah. That's what we're rocking so far. Just got, I don't know, 10, 15 of them.
Yeah.
Mix them in with all the Citadels we got, so it's been cool. Yeah, kind of filled in a couple of gaps in our
that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to fill in some gaps. We don't have a lot of purples. We don't have a lot of yellows. I still want to get more reds. A couple more oranges if we can. The problem with like orange or like yellow, it's like as you start getting darker yellow, it kind of just turns into orange. So it's like there's not really many like dark yellows because they either turn into brown or orange for the most part. And it's the same with orange. Like orange, if you start getting like dark orange, it kind of just turns into red. So it's one of those things. I'm kind of trying to find some colors that are filling those gaps without just being something we already have.
Copy that.
But
Shiral makes more stuff.
Hi, Shiral.
Ooh. Steve says, not sure, talking about Maracaibo, not sure how many games. Yes, they add tiles on the map that change things. And Steve says, by the way, Maracaibo is my 50K game for you. Hey, if you turn it in, we play it, man. Come on down.
Dang, 50K.
How close? Yeah, we got to figure out how close he is. Oh, he's up there.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
We got some more games to play real soon here.
I know. This point, man, we're gonna have
50K. We got Endeavor Age of Sail coming up. We're gonna have Sorcerer City coming up on our stream. People can turn in points, and you get points simply by watching. We are watching us watch stuff.
That is accurate.
That's what's going on right now. You earn points just by hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna black screen refreshed a few times. Everyone else all right? Hopefully, thank you. I'm seeing the screen over here, but I'm on Facebook, and
it looks like we're coming through on our end. So
hopefully that has cleared itself up.
Sorry,
I just now saw that chat, so hopefully it's not too late. Crook says Twitch is just broken. If there's anything I know about Twitch, it's always broken. It never works.
Ever.
That's why it's not a huge site or anything. No one ever knows about it. Ha ha ha.
Says indie.
Tiny little indie site, man. Crazy. What's up, Cricky?
Hey, Cricky.
Remember the time that I'm mad at you still about Scythe? Yeah, me too. Gonna need some time. The wounds are still fresh. One thing that I have absolutely lost sight of in Scythe, I can't gain money anymore. I used to like have so much money in game, and now I just like can't for the life of me figure out how to get like a good stock of money going. That's how like my early games when I would win, because I would start off at like 20, 25 points basically because I was just sitting on money. And that's what Crook did. Crook had like $18. I'm like, how do you get money? Give me the money.
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not going to decide either, so I'm just like...
It was a close game, though. Not like I crushed. Now, you and JG were right up there at the top. The rest of us were a ways down. It was a good game played by all, I think. I feel like everyone did really well. Steve did well. So I was happy with that. I was talking about that was probably my highlight yesterday was playing that because I feel like everyone played. I played my best game that I played of Scythe in a while. It was not nearly enough, but it was better than usual, and I was happy with that. I was figuring out engines for myself in a flow, which was cool. Also, Rusvits.
Rusvits, not the Rusvits.
Yeah, they're cool.
Alright, this is the last one for me. It's 250, so we're going to end.
I got two more after this. If you want to snag one.
Time. Yeah, I'll probably grab one.
Cody Humberg says, "Oh hey, the chat's finally working for me. Cool,
hey,
sweet. Sorry, it wasn't working before. Guess I'm just glad I crushed you at Chai. Boom,
nailed it.
Burn. Hey, how dare you? Sorcerer City, yeah, it's the best game of quarantine. It's real good. Sorcerer City's real fun.
Lot. Yeah, we gotta talk to Huddy about it.
Yeah, we'll shoot him a message, thank him for his generosity.
Yeah.
Be like, hey man, you paid for it.
That's right.
Don't know if that's how that's supposed to work.
I'm down for it to work that way though.
James Hudson straight bribed us to play Sorcerer City.
Well, he didn't bribe us. He bribed the NAACP.
Yeah. He gave $300 to NAACP so that we would play Sorcerer City.
Oh, I did. That's a good
when
way.
We're like, hey, we love the game anyway. Like, you didn't have to pay us. But I feel like it worked out. If you're going to bribe for good, y'all.
Yeah. Right?
Bribe for a good cause. Okay.
A good cause. You get some hashtag bribe for a good cause in chat.
Let's get it. Drop some
bribe for a good cause. Call for things in chat. Can I get some in chat?
Let me call for pineapple pizza is acceptable pizza in the chat. Go ahead and put it in. Go ahead, throw it down. I'm going to need some support in this.
Alright.
Because it is accurate. Bing Bong Con was so fun. Hummingbird, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We had a blast and a half.
Yeah, it was fun.
Sharal, Bing Bong Con was so good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You didn't do much.
Shouts out to Sharal for being amazing. Being one of our awesome mods. Keeping the chat rolling. Keeping life hyped.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was so fun. It was so easy. Just because, it's with people that are good people. So it's easy to spend a lot of time with people you enjoy. Life is not tough. Damn, he says, no, I did my channel points for Sorcerer City. Does that mean you're playing it twice to fulfill both the bribe and the 50k points? I think we're just going to quietly not tell James Hudson that, like, hey, man... We're not playing this because of you. We're playing this because of someone else. But there are no refunds.
Yeah, no refunds. We already spent that money on a car.
Yeah, all sales
new
are fine.
RV.
Oh, dude, I hope I win that sweepstakes. I'm not gonna. I'm pretty sure it's a scam.
You're pretty sure you're not gonna, Mike. But hey,
But hey.
You did? That'd be cool.
I have just as good a chance as everybody else.
Technically, yeah.
I've said that every lottery ticket I buy, and guess what, Nick?
Yeah, we're winning. You did. You won. Well, you won like a $400 on Scratcher once, didn't you?
I did. That was awesome.
That was a good day, dude.
Such a rad day. I thought I won like 6 or 8 or like $10. And
Yeah.
I scan it, and then it's just like $400. It's like, what? Because I guess there's like a multiplier on this. I don't know how it works. I was like, dude, that's rad.
Yeah, dude.
So fun.
And then you bought $400 worth of tickets.
Yeah, dude.
Won it again.
Guess how that went. No, I'm just kidding. What I did do with my winnings is I bought one of the like the $30 ones, like those fancy ones, because I'm like, I'm never going to do this, but if it's like not money that's mine, I was like, oh, I'll try. I didn't get anything.
Yeah, dude.
I was bummed. I was like, let me get like a ticket at least and get another one, because they're like humongous.
Yeah, right.
Stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, I'd never buy one of those.
Not much as I promise to keep Slivers more in check next time. That guy, he was trying to derail. He kept coming in and trying to protest the game day. Said no one played games. He said board games are for nerds and stuff. And I was like, dude, that's weird, man.
It's like, you're not wrong.
Slivers was rocking, man. He kept everything ship shape, kept it nice. Now Barry kept things all cruising. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. Ronald Rock says, I find $5 tickets have the best odds of winning something. $5 seems like a good, not to promote gambling or anything, but seems like a good like mid-range.
Yeah, if you're gonna scratcher it,
you know, scratchers are fun. I just like to do the word search.
Yeah, I like those.
I don't really care about winning. I just like it's a game. You know,
it's a $2 game.
Play like a game real quick.
Alrighty,
that's cool.
That is it.
Ooh. Look at him over there drying and whatnot.
Just covered in wash.
Yeah, dude. So.
Okay.
I'm an artist now. Look at. I have art hands.
So this one is pretty much dry. So you can see the wash darkened down those recesses, gave us some more detail. But again, the dry brushing we did is still showing through. It's definitely lessened quite a bit.
Big time.
But especially because we focus more on the high points. It's still got some accurate shading in terms of where the highlights are placed and stuff. So I'll consider this one a success.
Artist hands.
Artist hands.
Gonna go write a poem. Yeah. That was super fun, y'all. Next week will be our last week with Renegade. We're gonna be playing Heroes of the Grid for you. I'm super excited to give it a go.
Yeah.
And we're going to play with as many painted pieces as we can.
Yeah.
So, you know, it'll be a little bit of a mishmash, but hey, it'll be some cool stuff. So, do come back for that. That will be next Monday at 1 o'clock. And check out Renegade's other shows. They're just always doing cool stuff, so give them a go.
Yes,
and,
it was Noel.
Noel, yes. Yeah, so do go... check it out, and we'll be live again at 5 o'clock. So in just about 6 o'clock in 3 hours, 6 p.m. West Coast time. So do come check us out. We're gonna play Wendake.
Yeah, play some more Renegade stuff.
Renegade game. Hey,
indeed.
Tipsy Putties.
Tipsy. All right, everybody.
All right, we appreciate all of you.
Yeah.
We will see you very soon. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Monday.
Yeah.
Can't wait to play. So come on down. We'll see you then, okay?
All right. Bye.